What's good, y'all? Welcome into the TraKCouts podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about music and life with the people living it. I'm your host, Code With me, as always, my brother from another, Scorpio. What's up, bro?
What's the word with it?
Check it out. Artists, what am I saying? Artists, creatives, producers, all of the above, whatever. We interviewing them. We drop every other Wednesday. All the platforms, like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Our guest today is one of the top producers from KC. He's worked with notable artists such as Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Jill Scott, crazy list. He now runs his own studio and production hub here in KC called the District. Please enjoy this conversation with Joe Blaq. First thing I want to jump into is Grammys last night. Did y'all watch?
I didn't. I just seen.
I did.
Yeah, I watched too.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was probably the best Grammys I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same too. I was kind of enjoying it. My girl is a big fan of watching it more than me, but she just like watching all the award shows. So but I watch with her, and it's like I feel like everybody that does this shit should watch just because it's like the state. It's like the State of the Union, damn near.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That's how I be feeling about it.
Yeah.
Because you be missing some good ass performances and shit too.
No, that's fact. Like I'll usually come back and like catch the performance, like go watch the clip for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Justin killed.
Yeah.
Justin killed, bro.
It's like his performance was so stripped down because like everybody else's was so grandiose.
Yeah.
So it's like it was nice to see just somebody go up there and sing the song and fucking just like get off the stage, bro. They didn't care.
Man, he sang, bro.
Yeah.
It made me feel like, for me, it was like, all right, yeah, stripped down. We know what he, all the theatrics is cool, but he's like, this is me. I really sing. I really do this. I'll play this guitar. I can do this on my own. This is why I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we need to get back to is, just what y'all doing. Like, back to the real music. You know what I'm saying? So
it was even like he was out there in his boxers. So it was like,
facts.
He even stripped down the outfit. You know what I'm saying? He's like everything was stripped down. So I fucked with his performance. I thought some of the other performances were really great too.
Who'd you think?
I thought the one that I thought was the least impressive was the new artist performance.
Yeah, there was some suspect.
Yeah.
Leon killed.
Yeah.
Leon went in on his.
Yeah.
Him and the dudes, I'm glad he had the guys who produced the song. He had them as the band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was, to me, I love that new artist thing.
Yeah.
The other ones were kind of,
Yeah.
And it really, I was glad to see them with the, it being put together, but it didn't, it made me be like, man, it's like, we really got to get on our stuff so we can be there next year.
Facts. I be feeling the same way.
100%.
So we know you are multi-time nominated.
Yes.
Have you ever got the chance to go?
I haven't went just because, like, I don't know, man. It's kind of one of those things. Like, I should have went the years that I was nominated. I wanted to go then, but then I was like, we threw a big watch party at my house, so it was like we went and then we just go out. Everybody really going to all the parties anyway, because people don't want to sit through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But this go around next year when we all there, you hear it. Yeah, we all gonna be there. Yeah. So we going next year, so I'm looking forward to that.
So as a nominee, what's that like? Walk us through like the process of finding out you're nominated, and then what's that feel like finding out?
It's kind of like the lottery, like or the draft, right? Like, so you watching it, like we know it drops on this whatever date and all the categories, and you're like, did we make one? And so like, it's like kind of like the NBA draft. It's like, did we make it? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the big league. That's the State of the Union. Making it to the Grammys or being a part of it. And so it's kind of like one of those things when you go and it's announced, like that list gets dropped for each category. It's kind of like, dang, we did that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that we worked towards, we did it with the intent of just making good music, but it ended up translating and, the people ended up giving the voice and saying, you're supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a validation for all the work you put in if it was that year or 2 years before or whatever. It's kind of like a huge validation for that.
So how does the process of it work? Do you this is maybe a dumbass question. Do you get like an email that says you've been nominated, or you just see the list when it comes out and you're like, that's me?
You just see the list.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you don't get no like pre-warning, like, hey, you might be on. It's like, man, maybe I think we had like when we did the Journals album, we was like, man, I'm telling you, I know we like, you know what I'm saying? That has to be somewhere in the R&B spectrum or something, With Ari, it was like, she was the new thing, man. It was like, we know somewhere. And it was a big thing for me because I vocal produced the album. And so that year that she made it, it was like the vocal album of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the music's great and everything, but they really keyed on, you know, the vocal production and vocal album of the year.
Yeah.
So that meant a lot to me because I knew how much time and effort I had put in on doing all the vocal production.
Right. It was like a highlight specifically of your role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
dope. Yeah. So like I know like, you know, myself personally, other upcoming artists and producers, it's like, you know, like that's the pinnacle. So when you find out you're nominated, is it like you can breathe like, damn, we did it? Or is it like, nah, next year I gotta get back?
I don't have that feeling until I watch the Grammys and it's like, no, I gotta be there, bro. Next year we gotta be there. Like, I'll be honest, you know, this year was kind of bittersweet for me because I see a lot of my people, my old production partner and a whole bunch of other people that were on there. I'm like, oh no, I ain't going out like that. Next year we got to be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's gonna feel better for me because it's coming from the hometown. So that's why I'm like, I'm super glad to be tapped in with y'all because I'm like, it would be such a beautiful thing to make that happen with some of the people sitting in this room. I mean, everybody in this room, you know, but you know, I wanted to see us go be like as a unit from the city, like we made it. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be like just roll in
as
a click. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
KC in the building.
Autobots pull up.
Man, for sure.
So this is a question for both of y'all. Scorp, I know you said you didn't watch last night, but I'm sure you've seen Grammys in previous years.
Yeah.
What are some things that you guys say like they definitely get right? Because so many people can be overly critical of the Grammys or like say they're doing too much or not enough. So like what are some things y'all think they do right and what are some things y'all think they could improve?
I think they can improve on the independent artist piece and the performances. I do know that somebody kind of posed this and it made me really think about it because I knew this, but I didn't really think about it like this, is that, you know, LA holds 15,000. They have 15,000 members or votes, right? So it's kind of hard. Like, I think they need to move around. Somebody said that and I was like, they do need to move around. It's always in LA. I think moving forward, I think they need to move around, whether that go to Atlanta, go to New York, go to Tennessee, go, you know, come here, you know what I mean, or wherever. But I think they should move around, and we got to figure out a way to balance out that, you know, because if you notice a lot of, you know, the votes go to LA because they have the longest and the largest voting committee for the Grammy, and so that needs to be spread out, and all they votes shouldn't be able to count towards the R&B. If it's like, you know, our certain rap artists, it should be like 2,000, evened out around. And then that way, it's an even balance between who is picking, instead of it just being everybody that's from LA and we see a whole bunch of cast. And don't get me wrong, Can't Drink, dope. You know what I'm saying? All the guys, LA got dope. But it starts to feel like, dang, man, is it because that you in that industry, you in that mindset, or you in that environment that it's like you feel everything LA, you know? So.
Yeah. So you're saying like a majority of the votes being there kind of keeps it not like entirely centered there, but just like overly focused on the LA music scene?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's got to be a balance, and I think you can't say, you know, LA has 5,000 votes and everybody else has 2.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
That creates an imbalance, and I just think that, hey, for certain, you know, things, 2,000, and then whoever picks from there, then it's like it's even. You know, so.
Yeah, okay. I do like the idea of them moving around. I think that would be dope. You know, like
New York Grammy would be crazy.
New York, or like Nashville, you know what I mean? Or Miami would be crazy.
Miami,
whatever.
That'd be fire.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, what are some things you like about the Grammys, or some things that you dislike?
Some things. I don't necessarily got anything that I just dislike. I would like to see them, like you said, cater to independent artists a little bit more. Maybe not those artists that are like on the biggest of platform, you know what I'm saying? Like some more underground or people that's just starting off, like maybe a category for them or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because they're still making their moves with their crowd, you know what I'm saying? Like on whatever level that they're at. And I feel like they don't really highlight that in the Grammys, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Part of the thing that I think it suffers from too is like, so now they have the, you know, the premiere show before, which is hours of awards before the televised awards, right? And it's like there's so many categories and different genres now, and it's like so many I feel like don't get the spotlight that they deserve during that primetime spot. It's basically like whatever music was hottest that year gets that primetime spot. You know what I mean? So it's like so many artists go unrecognized, and then the producer of the year, who was Circuit this year, just got a shout out. That's all I say. Hey, shout out to Circuit for winning producer of the year. Next, here we go. It's like that's all he got during the primetime, and it's like the producers made all the music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would like to see more love to the producers. It was dope to me. So you didn't see this, but when Luther won Song of the Year, they made Soundwave go up there and talk.
Yeah, they did.
So that was awesome. It's like,
and I love that.
Yeah,
because a lot of times the producer or the writers don't get to talk. They don't get to say anything. They like, I will tell you, I love the fact that Kendrick and SZA was really adamant about like, no, Soundwave, you go up there and speak, bro. Like everybody came up with them, and not just came up there with them like, hey, I want to. Even Kehlani did it. She's like, no, y'all get up here. Y'all say, you know, and that's important because when you're moving things forward, and that is how we make our money, you know. So people knowing who we are and people seeing the work that we've done, so that now the new artist or the next artist may, hey man, they did that for Kendrick, they did that for SZA, they did that for this person. Let me go holler. Let me holler at them, you know. So we need to have that. I love the fact that you said that because I love that part of this Grammys that. The people were like, no, pushing them, no, y'all say something. Shout out y'all people too. You know, so that's love, and that's a testament to them, the artists, understanding what's happening with the industry right now.
Yeah. Then they gave Pharrell like the Impact Award, you know what I mean? Like the top, I don't know if it's like, it's the Dr. Dre Impact Award. So I guess it's basically just for like his stamp on music over his career maybe. So like they gave it to Pharrell last night, which obviously he's, you know, Mount Rushmore GOAT.
Facts.
But, you know, it's like, I don't know. I feel like too many of the categories they don't get some shine that they deserve on the same night. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. This popular music at the end of the day, and they've showcased the most popular things happening. So,
and most of my people be winning their awards in that first. And I'm like, dang, hold on, they won. When y'all win a Grammy? Because you don't see it. But I would like to, if they should do it where you can tune in and you can tap into what's happening earlier in the day, because it happens. I mean, it's going on all day. And so it's kind of like, we want to see that. Like, shed light on that. I know like, we want to go televise that. Like, put that on Netflix, something, whatever. But it's a good opportunity for them people, because it's jazz categories. And it lets you know how many other categories there are in the Grammy, you know, nominations. A lot of people don't know. They just think album of the year, vocal of the year, and all this other stuff. So it's like, it's so many more genres that if we knew, we can get a Grammy for the contemporary jazz album of the year. Let's do a whole jazz album. Think about that. Y'all going and doing a jazz album, and we submit for that, right? And now it's like, hey, we can get a Grammy in this lane that we didn't even know. And because we made a album in that mindset, now we can go get something because those categories are there. And that's up to us to do our research too, though. For sure. You know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of other categories, just not R&B and, you know, pop album, country album of the year. It's a whole nother, whole nother thing, I think.
Usually, go ahead.
I do feel like that's one of the things that they could do better. The presentation of the Grammys to like the general public is like weird. Because like the whole day, I feel like the whole day before, like before the Grammys even happened, like you were seeing some people that had won shit already. And it'd be confusing. You'd be like,
super.
Okay, so what's this event for? 100%. I feel like the presentation just need to be a little bit better, I feel like.
And it's split between two like aspects, because on one hand it's like, okay, let's give out all these awards for all these categories for music that, you know, that deserves it and whatnot. But now we're also trying to get ratings on the show. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so now like we have to get these performers to perform. We only have time to hand out 12 awards on the 3-hour night that's on TV. You know what I mean? And the rest is performances. They're fighting for ratings. You know what I mean? It's like, that's like most award shows I feel now. It's like that's their Super Bowl. You know, that's like the music industry's Super Bowl. So they got to try to get just all that money from the ratings. You know what I mean?
I feel like eventually they gonna learn from like people like Costa that in the streamer world, like just having the whole event just live stream so you could tap in whenever to the whole shit.
I think that's the angle they should go.
Yeah.
Casa Not and them, they host the first part. Have them there like bringing light to that, go live stream with it, and then people can tap in and see what's really happening. Or some whoever's the big, streamers at that point, I would do that, because at the end of the day, it's just like that's a great look for y'all, and it's another bag for y'all. Y'all just letting go. And I'm gonna be honest, I would tune in to the earlier stuff too.
Yeah,
because it's like, what's out there for us?
Yeah,
that's the question I'm always asking myself. What's out there for us?
Yeah, usually the day after the Grammys, I wake up and I find the complete winners list and just start scrolling down and seeing all the shit that wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
Especially stuff like best engineered album and stuff. Is what I'm interested
categories
too.
you don't even know exist. You're like, oh, nigga, I could do that.
I could do that. Right? Dang. Now I'm like, because last night, I was in my fields. I'm like, man, these niggas got they got a Grammy, but it made me, it's like motivation. I'm like, I'm looking at the young boys, y'all, man. And I'm like, man, it's time.
Yeah.
It's like, let's put our head down and get to work. So it was last night was inspiring, because it was a great show.
Yeah. Sure. What do you guys think about, like, you hear like a lot of artists be like apathetic about the Grammys, or like I don't care about the Grammys, etc. But it's like, most people, if they have that attitude, I feel like they hold it till they get there, and then they're accepting that award. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man. Hey, listen, everybody care, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say, dog.
Exactly.
You want a Grammy. Like, it's not like you just don't want that bitch. Like, you want a Grammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just try to downplay it. It's like, man, it ain't tight anyway.
It don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing.
It's just a plaque, man.
Get that bitch, I bet you.
Oh, yeah. Gonna be like this. Mom, we made it. I love you, mother.
God.
Let's talk about the district, bro. So you guys are open 2 months now on the new location.
Yeah.
Put it into your words what district is and what's the mission of district.
Well, district is, I call it a multimedia hub, and the meaning for me is just to be able to have, like, I know you have your studio, Cody, but we all can come together. Like, even if I come over here and hang out sometime, I want you all to be able to come to the district and hang out sometime too. Like, so we all have other venues and other spaces where the community can meet and come together and say, man, I didn't know Squirt shot videos, right? But him being around, now I know. I'm like, and then they was doing the 3 Real thing. I'm like, you shoot? So I hit him up like, man, I know you do videos. He's like, yeah, man, that's what I do, man. But those are things that we don't know. We're not talking to each other enough in the city. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of us are trying to recreate something that's already done. And how do we figure out how I can send business your way? You can send business my way, and ain't nobody gonna be jaded about it, because you just trying to open the door for more creativity and more change in the city. And so that's what, with the district, that's what I wanted to do, is just find a place and create a space where it's just not, for recording studios, but content creators can come and shoot. Videographers, photographers can use the psych wall. If you like coffee and you just want to use it as a share space, you can come there and do that. We got a coffee shop and we got some nice furniture where you to hang out, and the TV's up. Do you want to watch? Hey, it's a record player there. Turn on the record that you want to hear. Listen to some music while you do some work, know. So, all those things come in and just, into play. And I just wanted to have a space where it was like all those things were just in one place for the community to have access to. We got a computer lab. If somebody want to get in, tap in, just edit some reels or some, vocals, they can do that.
Yeah.
It's like a hub for everybody to just kind of be in their element creatively.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and we need to start like talking to each other more, whether that's graphic designers, people that shoot music videos, or just artists that have dope art to hang on the walls. And like, how can I help you sell that? How can I help, you build your business? And that's kind of like my biggest thing for the space, because I didn't want, I could have just done recording studios and be like, I'm done with it. But it's so much more that we need now.
Yeah.
Like, we got to be able to have the content. We got to be able to have, we got to have the reels. We got to have subscriptions. We want people to, so what do we have that, because my next step is sound staging. I want to be able to have something that once this space comes open, we can start doing sound staging in there, or we can really shoot real movies if we wanted to, So just access of everything creative for the creatives in the city and people from out of town come to KC and get a part of the culture and understand that, like, we ain't just some flyover state, you know what I mean? So, city.
So are there other aspects besides, like, gaps in communication between artists and creatives here, like in the KC music ecosystem that District can fill or that you're hoping to fill? You know what I mean? Like that other cities have that you're trying to bring here?
Yeah. I've been able to, I've been blessed to have some success in this music business. And I think the education piece is a huge piece that I think a lot of people, they mess up. We're so focused, and a lot of people get so focused on watching what everybody's posting and what they think the game is. And I have a rude awakening for a lot of people. That's not how it goes. And the more and more we start understanding how the game is, and this is really a relationship game. We can have the best music, but the connections that you have are very important. And so how do we keep building our connections together? And the other biggest piece is, how do we quit getting looped into other people's scenarios or thought processes of people and say, let me meet this person for myself before I make a determination on who he is, because I heard from Joe, whoever, that he was this or he didn't did. You know, most of us ain't communicating. We're not talking to each other. So somebody who ain't even in our game or ain't in the business talking, it can corrupt a whole bunch of things, that files that we don't need them to corrupt. That shouldn't have been corrupted anyway. They don't belong there. So I want us just to be like ground zero, where we can come together and like have some real conversations, so we can put ego aside and put pride aside, and like, man, how do we all work together? Because I mean, you do a thing, you do a thing, you do a thing, I do a thing, and we all do a thing different. But how do we come together to make that thing, like some transformer stuff, be super great? And now nobody can deny us access to anything that we desire. So
yeah. So when you talk about mentoring like young creatives here, like how has that changed how you feel about the next generation coming up, or does it make you like hopeful for like what the future holds here, or is it like we got to put in some work? You know what I mean?
Y'all got me hopeful, man. Like, you know, like y'all have honestly sparked something fresh in me, because I'm watching y'all work together, and that's the piece that when I was coming up wasn't there. And so like, you know, everybody was trying to hoard because they, you know, it's just like, I always give the example. It's like, you know, when you first get your first house, you're like, I don't want everybody coming in my crib, you know. But they don't realize it's doing a lot of, you know, you could do a lot of damage that way. And what I mean by that is, it's like everybody want to be a hoarder of their things. I mean, I ain't gonna help nobody because I remember back in the day, I can go to the next door and get some sugar if I wanted to, because the neighbor was like, yeah, we got you. And where's that camaraderie? Where's that heart? Where's that love at anymore? Everybody's getting so complacent, because when they get their money, they're like, man, I don't care about what nobody else got going on. But y'all also have to realize that money come and go. And then who's the people gonna be picking you up from your bootstraps after the money gone? You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like being really informative. Like, you guys have really, you know, like I said, you really sparked something in me, like what y'all been doing, and just watching y'all work together and have fun and I'm a kid. Every day of my life, I'm a kid. Like, doing music has allowed me that luxury to be able to do the thing that I love. And like, I'm watching y'all be kids and be inspired by each other. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be telling jokes and not letting people, you know, get in the way of what y'all doing. Not everybody's going to understand that. You know, not everybody understands the how important it is and imperative it is that y'all do what y'all doing and y'all rocking as team. You know, it's, you know, the team, you're nothing without the team. So it's super important, and what y'all are doing is impactful. I'm like, I don't want to dismantle anything that y'all doing. I just want to make sure that we protect what's happening, because I've been in plenty of situations where it was like, man, this is happening, and then other people start seeing it and everybody want to start talking shit on it. And it's like, dang, bro, like, we were building something crazy, and y'all just came in and y'all destructed it. You know what I mean? Just because y'all planting bad seeds. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want y'all to be careful, and like, you know, as a, you know, somebody been in the game, like, just be there for y'all. Like, hey, watch out for this, man. Y'all need to have those conversations, those hard conversations with each other, and make sure y'all don't let nobody, you know, infiltrate what y'all doing. What y'all doing is great. You know, if they not enhancing it, they can't go.
Yeah,
you know, so.
For sure.
So when it comes to the mentoring, you're mentoring production, engineering, all that?
It's imperative for me. Like, somebody did it for me. So I want to help the next producer. I want to help the next writer. I want to help the next vocal producer, engineer, and I think that we'll keep equipping each other with, you know, everything that we need. And as long as I'm like, all right, listen, I know y'all used to doing it this way, but what about this? This is going to change the sound with this. And now we have big sounds coming from all kind of different places, right? And that's the key. Like, the LA is what it is because it's a whole bunch of cats in LA. They have access to things, and they're like, this is the sound. This is what we're going with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, they know what high level stuff is. So when I was in LA, it made me step my game up. I literally almost quit. Real talk, y'all think I'm playing. I almost quit. I went and he's not from LA, but I went, I tell this a lot, but I went to Harmony Samuels, and I knew him because we went to the same church, and he allowed me to play some records for him. I played some records. I was just fresh in Kansas City. I finally in LA. I thought I had that heat. Whoa. And I went and played him some records. I was like, man, yeah, what you think? He's like, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Man, that fool paid me some stuff. I was like, I quit. I was like, bro, it was night and day.
Yeah.
But I had an opportunity. I was at a crossroads. Either you gonna learn what this is and what that sound is, or you might as well quit playing. Cause these guys is out here. They hitting.
Yeah.
They smacking. And that brought me to Sonics. It's the Sonics of a record that make the game. And I didn't know that, but it's like I was using a whole bunch of instruments to create a whole bunch of things. And it's like, nah, it's just the sounds that you picking gotta be rich. You know what I'm saying? The sonics of these sounds have to be right. And that was the lesson that I learned. You know, like, less is more. You know what I mean? Give the room, get the writer space. You know, but everything that you do has to be impactful. Like, so don't just be putting the instruments in just because you're trying to fill up space.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people do. But once you know the sonics, you realize I only need this, and this.
Yeah.
And then add them vocals around this and this. Yeah. We out of here. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so that just gave me, it was a valuable lesson. It was like a life-changing thing for me. You know, it was humbling, but it was like, yeah, I needed it.
Yeah.
So I hear people's records, you know, and I'm like, man, if they just did this, that'd be cool. It's missing something, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just want to be here to help mentor and guide somebody through that and help in any way I can. So,
hey everyone, Code Red here. If you like the way this podcast looks and sounds, it's filmed on location at Code Red Productions. We handle all your audio needs for music, commercials, and podcasts. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Code Red Productions KC, or visit our website, coderedproductionskc.com. We'll see you here. Back to the show.
When you said that the Grammy you had got nominated for, you were doing vocal production work. So what does that look like aside from, okay, so you got producing, engineering, vocal production. Like, what does that look like specifically? And how do you differentiate that? Because I feel like a lot of times when you're just like just engineering, just a regular city, you're doing pretty much everything. Like, all the jobs get washed together. So what's it look like just being just that vocal producer?
it's that. And that's the thing that people in LA ain't doing, right? You got, you know, LA is a whole bunch of things imported, a whole bunch of people imported. And so not everybody is, you know, that deal. But what I had to realize was being here taught me that I had to do all things. Mm-hmm. So when I go to LA, my mentor always said, hey man, it's gonna come a time when you're gonna just need to be engineer, because that's gonna keep you in the room. There's gonna come a time when you might be in there with a producer, so you're gonna have to be the writer that day. Mm-hmm. And then there may be a time there's a writer and there's an engineer. They're gonna need you to produce. And then there's gonna be a time that you're gonna have to vocal produce and keep yourself in the room. People get offended by people that do what they do. So I was able to be like, oh, you the producer? I mean, I'll engineer. I can vocal produce. And I didn't really understand what the vocal production was until I realized it's like, it's what I do every day. It's what you do, Squirt. You in there, right? Hey, do this, now change that, boom. But I get a little bit more detail with what I'm doing, because I'm all about playlisting. I want to get as many takes as possible. And then for me, I go back in and I pick, like, that's a better take. Mm-hmm. Let me mix these together. And then I streamline so so where it's like it looks like one cohesive thing, and that goes from vocal production, vocal arrangement. Like, all right, let's stack vocals here, let's not stack here, let's add harmonies here. When this comes in, let me do some vocal chops right here. It's just those are the things that make a vocal producer what it is. And it's like, hey, I can give you the notes. We're gonna do this note. We're gonna stack this 5 times. Actually, we're gonna do something even bigger. Let's stack 10 times with this one. Actually, let's pan this vocal left. Let's pan this one right. And then like I go and pick all the vocals. So everything that you heard on the Ariana, I just had to do a whole bunch of takes for each line. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this piece. I had her sing that. Oh, I had her sing that 5 times. Let me see which one of these feel good. Because for me, it's about feeling. If it doesn't feel good or I feel like it was just natural, it's a throwaway, it's a dud. So I'm like, let me add all the ones, the pieces. I mean, I'll get down to the word at. Like this at felt great, better than these ats. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you going down to that detail? Yes, it's down to the wire. I want everything it was something about that made me be like, that's the one. Did you feel that? I ask people, did you hear that? It feel good. They like, no, but I'm like, but I know what it feels like, and it translates through the record. So when people are listening, they're like, yeah, this feel good. You know, and they don't know. I picked every vocal. I went through, took the playlist, and like, all right, let me take that piece with this piece, crossfade this in together, boom, boom. They don't know that. You know,
yeah.
So. But it ain't for them to know. That's what we do.
Yeah. So I've heard that Ariana is a dope vocal producer and engineer herself. Is there any truth to that while you were working with her?
Not when she first started. She's crazy with the vocals though, so she'll give you harmonies and everything. She just entered into that lane because I think that's an important lane for her to be in. Because as an artist, I always tell people like, it's good to have us recording you, and you know, and that's beautiful. But record yourself. Find out what you like. Find out what you don't like. Find out what plugins you like. I used to tell her that all the time. What reverb is good for you? Which one do you like on your voice? And then you get to be able to direct people and say, I'm not just wasting time. They're able to say, each artist should be able to say, hey, no, I don't like my auto-tune to do this. I don't want to turn down to this, and actually I don't want auto-tune. Put this plug in, give me the SSL, give me this one, give me that. That's gonna how I know my vocal chain. I know what I want it to feel like. So
yeah. I think it's either I read something or I heard somebody say one time, back to the point you had made previously, it was like, you think you're dope where you're from, but then you get out there and it's like, there's dudes that do what you do, plus they can play instruments, plus they can mix and master, plus they can do X, Y, Z, and they're sleeping on somebody's couch. So what are you gonna do?
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
It's like, damn. It makes you just want to step your game up where you're at right now. You know what I'm saying?
That remind me like marching band. Like they used to say that all the time. Like, you good as heck at Wanda. Like you fire at Wanda.
Yeah.
You go to wherever high school, you go to UAPB, Jackson State.
Yep.
You not big dog no more. You got to start over, bro. Oh God.
It's a whole lot. And the thing is, realizing that you got the tools, right? You know you can do it, but it's a etiquette. It's a learning curve that I tell people that you gotta be a student, man. You can't skip.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a valuable lesson. Like, you know, old production partner Andre Harris from Dre and Vidal. I'll play him records. He's like, man, yeah, they cool. Just don't feel it, man. I'd be like, what are you talking about? You don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool, man, but just don't feel it. And what he was saying was like, man, like, where's the feeling in the record, bro? All that digital pop stuff I was doing, because I thought that was what I was trying to get in. And where's the cool stuff at? Like, where's the feeling at? And that changed my perspective, you know, for a lot of things. And so those are lessons, and those are, you know, as being a student and a student of the game, that I always pick up. I learn from y'all. What they doing over there? I saw what he did and bring that into here. But those are all things like, if you're not trying to grow in this, you're going to, you know, I got to know what the new wave is all the time. Like, what's next? You know, like, I can't be stuck in what that was cool for a time. But what is next? What are they using? What plugins? Y'all like using the Fab filter. I didn't use it, you know. Let me see what that does. Let me see why they like that, you know. So it's just like all those things that I'm learning and picking up from y'all. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind.
So what was like your first, in your opinion, like your first big, like, high profile session, and what did that feel like walking into that?
I did some sessions before, but my first high prof session was Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yep. I didn't know who she was like at the time, but when she posted me on her page, she got all those followers. I was like, oh, she's the truth. And then I realized the power of who she was when the label didn't really want to. They wasn't like active, but this is her first time really having music that she was like, this is it.
Yeah.
She put that mug out herself. A lot of people don't know. I Love the Way. She put that out herself. She dropped that on YouTube first.
Wow.
And then because it got so much traction, she called us, hey guys, put this out. It was like, what? And it got so much traction, label had to get behind it. And that lets you know the power of certain people, man. Like, unless we should know the power of our music that like we can't, the labels are cool, but they don't know what's up. You know, they just cutting checks.
Yeah.
You know, so. But area was, I would say, everything after working with Ariana, there wasn't a call that I wouldn't get.
Yeah.
It was just like, because we was fresh on the radio, killing the radio. Who is this girl? Ariana Grande man, everywhere. And then the hood loved it because we, you know, samples classics. And it's crazy. That record wasn't even her record. That was Jordan Sparks' record. Jordan Sparks, that, and the label told us that record was trash.
It's crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy as fuck.
Couple years later.
Yeah.
For real.
Do you have like a session that you think back of, like when you walked into something and you were just like, man, I'm in over my head, but I'm gonna thug it out?
Man, yeah. I've been in a couple sessions like that.
Yeah.
I was in over my head. I felt like I was, and then I realized I belong. Working with Jill Scott, I was like, man, you got to be one of them ones.
Legend.
Man. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fake it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things like attributes. There's certain attributes that you just gotta be able to adjust to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta step it up. You know, and the other one was working under no ID. And that was challenging because I'm like, man, it's no ID, bro. You know, I'm like trying to figure out what was dope to him was the thing, bro. Like, you did everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Kanye was you inspired Kanye, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that he was intimidating. That was intimidating. Just because it was just like, man, I knew this. I was in the stakes is high. Everybody was walking through the door. Nas was walking through the door. Everybody was, you know, pulling up. I'm like, man, it's different, you know. So, yeah.
So what kind of, like, during those times, like, what kind of flips the switch, like, while you're in there to be like, okay, I do belong? You like just get in a flow state with everybody, or like, how's it feel?
Because your ideas start to become front and center. And when you're throwing things out, they're like, oh, that's crazy, bro. Hey, you sing? Okay, hold on, bro. Hey, what was that line you just said? Sing that melody again. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like, and then I'm really, I've worked on this throughout the years. It's really a tricky space is, like, I don't like bombarding people's sessions and just to, you know, like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want it to be organic. I don't want to feel like, I hate when people come and like, hey, man, I'll switch that. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't switch that.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, making that adjustment for me is the most hard. That's the thing that's the most tough, is that I like, man, I just need to make sure that, you know, I'm just in a space of comfortable. But sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Facts.
You know, so, you know, those are opportunities for me that I was able to stretch myself and be like, all right, man, look, either you're going to do it or you're going to miss out on the opportunity. Because people want you in the room, even when you think they don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So with your experience, whether it be vocal producing, arranging, engineering, what parts of, you know, making music do you find most challenging or most rewarding?
I think the most challenging is delivery of a record. because everybody can sing, but not everybody can deliver on a record. It's different between singing live and singing in the studio. And so those are sometimes my challenges. Like, it's like, I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the energy or the tone isn't there. And like, and they can't, they're easy for them to do that live, but performing and really having it, and I can hear everything crispy clear. It's like, I need that feeling. So in directing them, but I've been blessed to be able to figure out and get the best out of people. Vocal production is what comes easy. That's like second nature. I can hear things quick that just comes at the drop of a hat. Producing, that comes. That's just a flow state now. I've been doing it for so long. I'm like, all right, I know the vibe. I think that the biggest thing, the most difficult thing now is just the consistency. We got to stay consistent and push past our limitations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it's a young man's game now. But it's not. Like, it's like we still here. We thriving. What I have to offer is important. I feel like what you have to offer is important. What you have to offer is all important. It's just a piece to the puzzle. You know?
Yeah. What about for you? What aspects do you find most challenging or most rewarding?
The most challenging is, for me, it's like collaboratively working like on a song, but just because of the way I create, like it might take me a minute to get the idea fully out. Like I'll be reluctant to like say an idea because I got that one, like I'll work it until I get it to where it is. And I don't want to waste people's time while they trying to hurry up and finish the song, you know? Because I see the end picture, but I ain't got there yet, you know? So I feel like that's one of the challenging things. Rewarding, I like you said, the vocal production. Like I just like stacking vocals and just seeing how many different things I can do to like a vocal or instrument to make it sound different than what it already was. Like my whole project, I was showing it to Corey and Terry, and they was like, "Oh yeah, I like that guitar that you put up there at the end." I'm like, "It's not a guitar." Like, what do you mean? It's a vocal. Like it's literally, I had somebody sing. I put a guitar amp on it. It sound like a guitar, but they're like, "What is crazy?" Like just little shit like that. Like doing something that ain't nobody did or you wouldn't expect to do to make a texture or something. That's most rewarding for me. I like shit like that.
A lot of the time, I feel like the most challenging part is just like getting it across the finish line, because the perfectionism is like, you got to just like power through the self-conscious aspect of like, it's good enough. You know what I mean? Like, because I would sit there and tweak it till it got worse so many times.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. I'm like, man, I got to walk away from this. Let me walk away right now, because I'm going to end up moving something and taking away the whole feel of what made me love it in the first place.
Quantize something that didn't need it. Now it has no feeling, shit like that. Yeah.
That's why I hate doing like too many passes on a mix, because like I done been to change so many things that I didn't want to change, to try to change one thing. I'm like, fuck.
You know what I've been finding on some real, man? That after recording the record the first time, I'll be like,
that's it.
That's it.
I feel it.
And it'd be like, dang. I'll be like, I don't want to change too much, because the way it feels, like just how I live with it, it's like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like you said, it feel good. Like you feel that.
Yeah. And so when you start, I used to hate when, I'm going to be honest, I used to hate when I had to send my stuff off to mix engineers, and that shit come back. Oh, I used to be, man, I used to hate that, bro. And I'll be like, man, this ain't it. And to the point where it's like, I remember I was I did that. I was executive producing LaToya Luckett album, and we sent it off for the mix, and I was like, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to the point where they were like, the original was, what happened? It needs to sound like the original. So I'm like, man, we might as well go back and just tweak it and make it feel like it felt, you know? And so I was like, man, unless you find somebody who really knows, you know, what they doing, it's kind of hard for me to keep my hands off of it, you know?
So are you let's get the song done like in this one session kind of guy, or you have no problem going back and working on like something again later?
I don't have no problem going back.
Yeah.
I like to get the bulk of it done, but I like going back and be like, man, I should have added. And that's one thing I'm cool with. Oh, we're going to add this vocal here. We're going to add this harmony here. We're going to add this stack here. we're gonna put a drop. That kind of stuff don't bother me.
Yeah.
But I'm a guy. We can come back to it.
Yeah.
You know, because I believe that sometimes you just got to sit on certain things, and then once you sit on it, you can see more of the picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever been like, you be frustrated trying to figure it out, like, this ain't working. And then, man, I literally, bro, I would go away for an hour, 2 hours, go eat and come back, and I'd be like, man, that's it right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like with like sometimes with chords, I'm like, man, I can't find this chord. It ain't feeling, boom. And I go and find it after I step away from it.
Yeah.
So I tell people the step away game is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or, you know, sometimes it comes to light. It's like, it's actually great how it was. You know what I mean? Like, what are we even looking for? It's like awesome how it is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. But today's artists, I feel like a lot of them I work with anyway, it's like, and you too, maybe you, it's like, there's so much like freestyling and like in the moment happening. So sometimes it's hard to come back later and like get back in that mode.
Yeah.
You deal with that much?
Yeah. I mean, we've always been melody first kind of people. And then let's plug in the words, you know what I'm saying? And that's always been the thing that's worked for us. Like Michael Jackson used to say it all the time, melody is king.
Yep.
And like once you can find a cool melody, and then you can start plugging in the words to make it be fit. But the melody got to be right. So, the new way, like the new kids on the block, I just want them to find structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just can't just be all one take rapping and then ain't no hook.
Right.
Ain't nobody listening to that. Like we were here to consume music,
Right.
to purchase music and be connoisseurs of it. Like we need a hook. We need, where's the verse at?
Right.
You know, shoot, if y'all want to get back to B sections, let's go to a B section or a bridge. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm looking forward to getting back to that, you know.
Yeah. It's like with the freestyling, I feel like, you know, the artist can tap into this, you know, stream of consciousness that will have amazing moments in it. But like you're saying, the structure and the theme suffer so much because it's hard to stay cohesive without putting, you know, like taking some time on it. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to do that when you're just like next bar, next bar, next bar, next bar, next bar. Yeah.
That's
So
real.
So what is your guys' mindset? Scorp, we've talked about this for hours and hours, but I want to pick your brain on it. How do you approach producing your music versus another artist's music? Like how does the mindset shift?
Man, it's hard for me to produce music for myself, man. I mean, not that it's hard, but it's just like I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? I can look at Scorp and hear his music and be like, I know exactly what to do, right? Because the pressure's not on me.
Yeah.
He got to perform it. So for me, there's no pressure. I'm gonna make a cooker, and I know we're gonna win, right?
Thanks.
And I'm gonna help us deliver because I know how to make and help people deliver. That's been my job. But when it comes to me, I'm like, sometimes I hate hearing myself sing, and you know what I mean. So it's just like, dang, how do I sound this? How do I, you know? So I've had to learn to be okay with my voice, you know, and turn that switch off of, bro, you judging yourself too hard,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's tough. That balance is tough.
Yeah.
But it's easier for me to work with artists and produce for artists than it is to produce for myself.
Yeah. Scorp, I know you emphasize like having your creative freedom a lot, but how does that shift from working with other artists versus making your own music?
Working with other artists, I find it like it's easy, you know. I just let them like flow, and then like if they want my input, boom, I give it to them. Like I know what you need to do. Like I'll give you that. With my own music lately, it's been like hard. The production is hard. I get tired of listening to the beat.
Yeah.
Like my most recent, the project I'm working on now, like a lot of them beats I didn't do. Like I had somebody else do it just because I get, if I'm making the beat, by the time it comes to recording the shit, I'm tired of hearing it.
I noticed that. I noticed you had like a lot more producers on this one.
Yeah, because I just like, I don't want to keep hearing it over and over. Now it's my ears aren't getting fireworks from hearing it because I've been hearing it so long while I've been working on it. So now it's like I kind of step back in the production aspect a little bit just so I can be the artist a little bit more, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's okay for you to step in your executive producer mode. It's still the same thing. And I tell people sometimes production is that. It doesn't mean that you have to make the beat all the time. I mean, production is like knowing what you do. Because a lot of the producers, I mean, I call them beat makers just because I think there is a difference. the people that can make great beats, but they don't know how to arrange. They don't know how to vocal produce. They don't even know how to engineer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're good at making beats,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what, you know, to me. Yeah, they gave a great concept, but I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to say, all right, let's put a horn line there. You know what I'm saying? Let's put some drops here. Actually, I'm gonna bring Scorpion. He gonna sing this part, and I'm able to help put the picture together. You know, so I mean, it's imperative that people know the difference between producers, and so you're a producer, you're an executive producer, and you're a producer, bro. And sometimes it's like you got to call the people in to say, hey, listen, this is the sound I want. I don't want that. You know, and that's production.
Yeah,
For sure.
What is a common like mistake or like something that you see young producers do that they need to either like switch up or like you want to see more of them do something else? You know what I mean?
I want to see them cross genres a little bit more. And I think some of the producers that I enjoy, it's always been a Sonics thing. Like I love records that are big records, and I'm like, they ain't even really got a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's why Justin's performance was so impactful for me, because it was just a playing dun, dun, and then get on it.
That kick drum.
Yeah. Then he did his thing. Dun, then he played, and then he just sang the song, bro.
Yeah.
And that was butter. You would see people just like, you're mesmerized, bro. And sometimes it's just that. I don't need a whole bunch. And to know that you don't need a whole bunch to, captivate a crowd is crazy.
So you're saying like one of the mistakes you see is just over filling the beat with all kinds of shit.
Yeah. It gets in the way.
Yeah.
Like we listen to music not to listen to beats, but to listen to songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, did you make room for the song?
Right.
Because
so many producers, I feel like they're not thinking about the vocals when they make the beat. They're just trying to make a fire ass beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where the vocals gonna go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you done taken up every frequency in this mug.
Yeah.
But something got to go.
Yeah.
And a lot of producers really, especially around here, I see they need to take that mindset. Like, all right, I gotta less is more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think about the artist a bit more.
Yeah.
Got to.
That's what you're thinking. Like, what do you think about like young producers coming up? Like mistakes they're making. What could they do better?
Even if it's not just producing, like from a songwriting standpoint, it's like topic. I feel like sometimes people don't stay on top of it, just start saying shit. And it's like, and I feel like part of that comes from like the punch-in culture. You know what I'm saying? Everybody punching everything. They just got a thought and boom, now it's on the track. But I feel like topic gets lost. Like you don't even know what somebody talking about by the time the song over sometimes.
Man, that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Like, what are they talking about? Sometimes I'll be like, what are they even saying? Like, what's going on here? What are we doing? So, yeah.
All right. I'm loving this conversation, but we're running out of time. We got one, Squirt?
We got one. All right, but I'm going to give you two options. You got to tell me which one you picking.
All right.
Auto-tune or God Particle?
That's crazy.
That's
You just talking about the plug-in auto-tune or the plug-in God Particle?
You got to pick one. That's for both of y'all.
That's tough. God Particle.
That's crazy, honestly. I can make it through the session without God Particle. A lot of time I can't make it through that session without the auto-tune.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What are you going with?
I'm going to go auto-tune. I need that auto-tune ski.
Yeah.
Tuneski, baby.
That God Particle, though, I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
It is great.
Yeah.
You been messing with the Orion still?
Mm-hmm. I love the Orion.
Have you tapped in with that one yet?
No. That's the new.
It's just
for
for
the
drums.
drums.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't tapped into that one. It's dope.
It's dope. Like
It
a
be
lot of the
here and
time.
there for me.
A lot of time you can put it on and it's like, yo, this is crazy. And then a lot of time you can put it on and it's like, yo, my whole shit just got fucked. You know what I mean? Like it's
It's hit and miss.
Yeah.
I like it a lot with making beats now.
oh, okay. I've
Like,
never used it.
I use it on drums when I make beats, so the beats already like kind of knocking a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I don't even need it by the time I get to the
I feel
mixing
it.
and mastering
Yeah.
for sure. Ableton or Pro Tools?
Oh,
That's a you question.
I know, right? Dang. Hey, man, that's a messed up question, bro. That ain't even fair, bro. Gotta have the Pro Tooski.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
P Tizzle.
But most of your production happens in Ableton?
All my production happens.
Okay.
in
He be
Ableton.
chefing in that shit. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it in auto tune. I mean, in Pro
Pro
Tools.
Tools.
I can't make no beats in Pro Tools.
Yeah,
I've tried.
people that do that are different.
They're different. They're different beasts.
Yeah.
They're different. It's so funny. This one producer I used to work with. That was another time I was like, dang, I need to step my game up. Malay was his name, but he did all the Frank Ocean stuff. And he be in Pro Tools, bro. I'm like, you just made that in Pro Tools? He be in Pro Tools and Logic. I'm like, what? But he would have all his like samples and like all his sounds in there. And he would just go find like all his drum loops and we'd go find. I'm like, oh, that's all you doing. And he would have his drums be knocking and because he liked to play guitar and have more live music.
For sure.
But so you don't be engineering much in Ableton though?
I don't do no engineering in Ableton.
Cause I seen it was like El Angelo mixed the whole Weekend project in Ableton, and that shit sounds fucking amazing.
Somebody,
You know what I mean?
somebody I know do all their stuff in Logic. I'm like,
Word.
can't do it. Can't do it. I can do some like
Phineas and Billie Eilish swagging in that bitch.
In Logic.
Yeah, that's what Phineas being.
For real?
Yeah.
hey,
I can't
do it.
No.
The functionality of Pro Tools is just too great for recording.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
and that's
recording
what I
and
tell
mixing.
everybody, because like I started in FL Studio. I started everything engineering in FL Studio and shit. But once I started using Pro Tools, I'm like, oh no, I need this. Like
Yeah.
I can't not use it
Can't
for
not-
sure.
Yeah, it's even to the point where it's like for me sometimes, and this is a setback for me. It's like they'll ask me for production changes in Pro Tools, and I'm like, we're gonna have to close it out real quick and go to a different program, and we're gonna be right back. And you know what I'm saying? Like because like I cannot produce in Pro Tools, and I cannot record in another program. It's a fault of my own.
One-on-one sessions or group sessions, and I think this is coming more so from like a vocal production standpoint. You know,
What you mean by group sessions?
like multiple, like a bunch of people in there, or you locked in one-on-one with the artist, or versus it being a bunch of people, everybody saying something, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, man. That's a hard one because for me, it's hard because I like being with the artist, but then having a dope writer like a Felly or Dwayne Whitmore or like yourself and me and we in there, we cooking. And we may have another female writer and we can kind of cook. I like that.
Yeah.
But when this heck of niggas in there, I can't do that. Like
For sure.
when you got like people, like I don't like, if it's three of us and then me and the artist, that's cool. But if it's like, and then people start coming in and start, oh, you should do this. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah,
Sit down, bro.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's not more of it's more one-on-one kind of, but it's still a little group in there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We've talked about this before. It's like when you're in the studio and you got a bunch of people maybe like that, he's saying, how are you deciding who is giving valid feedback and who's just noise? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I always say try everything.
Yeah.
Right? That's my motto. Like if it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. You know what I mean? We'll take it out. That's what we can do. We in Pro Tools. We can do that. Sometimes I just don't think people understand. Like, I think everybody can have some insight in a piece of whatever it is, but you know, there are some people that they're just outside. They're just not. You know, they should just sit out. But I think that if everybody's listening to each other, it's kind of cool because we can bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go try it. If it didn't work, that ain't working. Cool, we keep moving.
Yeah.
And you know, that's kind of how I'm like, you know, we know who's really involved in the room instead of people ducking their head in the room for like 5 minutes and get back out. You know, like, all right, bro, stay out. You know,
Yeah.
Last one, pop or R&B?
R&B, which is pop.
St. Gals.
He answered that quick as hell too.
Yeah.
What about
R&B.
you? You going R&B?
For sure.
Yeah.
What
But
about you, Cody?
like you say, R&B is pop.
Yeah.
But pop covers so much shit.
So much.
Yeah. It's
Everything's
like,
pop.
what is pop? Exactly.
Popular music, man.
Yeah.
Facts.
Anything popular is like, is that pop? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. I hang out with him a lot, so R&B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the last one I asked you.
All right, man. That was a fun conversation, man. I really enjoyed picking your brain on a lot of that stuff. That was fun. That was a good time.
Man, it's good. I'm glad y'all had me, man, and I was mad. I was like, hey, they ain't invited me.
Well, now
I did say that one time though. Like,
we're gonna have to have you back too. This ain't gonna be the last time.
anytime,
Sure.
man. Anytime.
All right, y'all. At CoRedKC, at We Got One Scorp, at Joe Blaq Official. Joe, thank you, bro.
Thank y'all, man.
All
Appreciate
right,
y'all.
y'all.
Appreciate
TraKCouts bouncing out. Peace.